My name is Emma. I'm 28, and I live in Lincoln Park, Chicago. From the outside, life looks good. Tall trees line quiet streets. Small shops greet every corner. Friendly neighbors smile. I have a husband, Leo. I have a cozy apartment. I have a stable job at a bookstore. People say, "Emma, you're lucky." But every morning, I wake with a heavy heart. Inside, I feel sad. 1 year ago, I made a big decision. I married Leo. He's 32, kind, gentle, always smiling. But I don't love him. I married him to run from pain. My ex, Alex, broke my heart. I felt empty. Leo asked me to marry him. I said yes, because I hoped love would come, but love never came. Now Leo does everything to make me happy. He brings me flowers on Fridays. He cooks dinner when I feel tired. He slips little notes into my lunch bag. He calls me my sunshine and kisses my forehead. Many women would feel lucky, but I feel guilty because I can't love him back. One night, we sat on the balcony. The stars shone above. The air was warm. Leo looked at me and said, "Emma, I know you don't love me yet, but I believe you will. I'll wait. My love is strong enough for both of us." His words made me want to cry. I felt trapped. I said thank you, but inside I felt nothing. My mother once told me, "Love grows over time. Marriage is about kindness, respect, and patience." I tried to believe her, but each day I felt stranger to this life. One Friday, Leo made my favorite, chicken pasta and garlic bread. He lit candles, played soft music. He wore the blue shirt I like. "This is for you, Emma," he said. "You are my everything." I nodded. "Thank you." Inside, I felt empty. It was like acting in a play. I couldn't taste the food or hear the music. I was not living, just pretending. After dinner, he took my hand. "Let's walk," he said. We walked to the park near our apartment, beneath the old oak tree where he'd proposed a year ago. He smiled. "Remember this place? I told you I'd love you forever." I stared at him. I wanted to scream, "I don't love you." But I stayed quiet. I didn't want to hurt him. He looked so happy. My silence turned my chest cold. That night, I couldn't sleep. I lay awake, staring at the ceiling. I asked myself again, will I ever feel happy? The next morning, my best friend, Nina, called. "Emma, you sound tired. Are you okay?" I couldn't lie. "I don't love Leo," I whispered. "I married him to forget Alex, but now I feel trapped." Nina was silent for a moment. Then she said, "Maybe you need space? Time apart can help you understand your heart." I shook my head. "I'm not ready," I said. That day, I tried to talk to Leo. "I need to tell you something." He stopped me. "I know what you're about to say. Please don't give up yet, Emma. I still believe we can fix this." His hope shattered my heart. One Sunday, Leo surprised me again. "Emma, do you want to have a baby? I think it could bring us closer." A baby. With a man I didn't love. My voice shook as I said, I'm not ready. He looked sad, but soft. He didn't push. That night in my journal, I wrote, I feel like I'm drowning. Leo is a good man, but I can't be the wife he deserves. Maybe I should leave, but I'm scared. What if I regret it? What will people say? One evening, I packed a small bag. I stood near Leo's sleeping figure. He looked peaceful. I wanted to sneak away, but I couldn't. I cried on the floor. I didn't leave. The next morning, Leo made coffee. He kissed me and said, Good morning, my love. I believe in us. My chest ached. I wanted to scream, Stop hoping. But I just said, Thanks, and looked out the window. A dog ran by. Kids laughed. The sun warmed the street. Everything moved forward, but inside me, I felt stuck. Days passed slowly. I made breakfast, went to the bookstore, smiled at Leo. But the smile didn't reach my heart. One Saturday, Leo came home early. He had movie tickets. Let's go tonight, just you and me. I wore a dress, put on lipstick. I smiled, but I didn't feel happy. At the movie theater, Leo held my hand and laughed. He looked at me, waiting for real joy. After the movie, he asked, That was fun, right? I said, Yes, it was nice. Inside, I was freezing. At home, he made tea, sat close, whispered, I missed you, Emma. I looked away. I felt guilty. The next morning, I met Nina at a lakeside cafe. Gray sky, a cold breeze. She looked at me, worried. Emma, you're worn out. I told her again. I feel trapped. I want to leave, but I'm scared. Leo is kind. What if people think I'm a failure? She held my hand and said, Emma, only you live your life. You can't stay for their sake. You need to be honest with Leo and yourself. That night, I stared out the window. Quiet houses glowed in the dark. I thought, are people happy or pretending, like me? The next week, Leo planned a short escape. Let's go to Lake Geneva, he said. The fresh air will help. We drove 2 hours. Trees, water, sky, beautiful. But I felt numb. He booked a small hotel by the lake. That evening, we walked by the water. He smiled and said, This is nice, right? I said nothing. That night, he gave me a box. Inside, a heart-shaped necklace. It's my heart, he said. It's for you. I cried, not from love, but guilt. I don't deserve this, I whispered. He just held my hand and nodded. Back in Chicago, I started writing letters to myself. One said, Emma, you are not a bad person. You made a mistake, but not out of hate. You needed healing. Another said, Leo is kind, but he is not your home. Writing helped me breathe. A few days later, Nina called. You sound stronger. I nodded. I'm going to tell him, I said. She said quietly, I'm proud of you. That evening, I made tea and sat with Leo. My hands trembled. Leo, I said, I care about you. You are a good man, but I don't love you. I never did. I was hurt. I thought love would grow. But it didn't. He looked at me. His face was gentle. Tears shone in his eyes. I always knew, he said softly. I saw it in your eyes. But I hoped. Tears rolled down my cheeks. I'm so sorry, I whispered. He nodded. I love you, Emma, but I can't keep trying alone. He stayed kind. No anger, no blame, just deep sadness. That night, I slept on the couch. I whispered to the darkness. I told the truth, finally. We stayed in the same apartment for days. No fighting, just space. He slept alone. I took the guest room. Morning coffee. He still made it, but no notes. At the bookstore, I shelved books, helped customers. I met stories but felt nothing. My heart was quiet. One afternoon, Nina visited me at work. She said, "How are you doing?" "I'm okay," I said softly. She smiled. "That's a start. What will you do now?" I replied, "I need to leave." That evening, I told Leo. He asked, "Do you have a place?" I said, "Yes." Nina offered her guest room. He nodded. "Emma, I'm not angry. I'm just sad. Maybe this is the right choice." Tears came again. "I never wanted to hurt you," I said. He gave a small smile. "You didn't break my heart. I gave it to you. I don't regret loving you." The next morning, I packed a few clothes and books. The apartment felt heavy. The coffee mug, the photo, the blanket, they all said goodbye. Leo helped carry my bag. He said, "If you need anything, call me." I nodded. "Thank you," I said. "You were always good to me." He looked at me once more. "Take care, Emma." Then I walked out. Nina waited in her car. She smiled and opened the door. "Let's go," she said. I got in and didn't look back. I stayed at Nana's for a few weeks. I helped with cooking. I watched movies. I cried when I needed. She never asked. She just stayed. I started walking along the lake. I listened to birds. I watched children play. I drank coffee on benches. One day, I saw a butterfly, small and bright. I felt something stir in me. Maybe hope? Soon, I found a creative writing class flyer at a community center near the lake. Something inside me said, "Try this." The class was small, 8 people. We wrote stories together. We read them aloud. At first, my voice shook, but soon I spoke with strength. I wrote about my past, about honesty, about hope. One night, I wrote in my notebook, "I lost love before I found it, but now I am finding me." That made me smile. Weeks later, I got a message from Leo. "Hi, Emma. I hope you're well. I joined a cooking class. It keeps me busy. No pressure to reply. I just want you to know I'm okay." My chest warmed. I typed back, "Hi, Leo. Thank you. I'm in a writing class. It's helping me too. Wishing you peace and happiness." No reply. But I felt relief. We both were moving forward with respect. Months later, I found a small studio near the bookstore. It wasn't fancy, but it was mine. I painted the walls light yellow. I put flowers by the window. I hung a picture of the lake. Every morning, I made coffee. I sat by the window. I watched the world wake up. Sometimes I felt lonely, and that was okay. I also felt free. One day, I opened my desk drawer and found the heart necklace Leo gave me. I held it close. I whispered, "Thank you for your kindness." Then I wrote a note. "I couldn't wear this, but I'll never forget you." I left the necklace and note at Nina's. She promised to pass it to Leo. Seasons changed. I made friends in writing class. We laughed together. I wrote poems and short stories. I found joy in simple things again. One night, I looked in the mirror. My eyes were still a little tired, but there was a soft smile on my face. I saw someone who was lost, but now walking her own path. I whispered to myself, "It's not a perfect story, but it's mine. I'm learning, growing, moving forward." I'm not sure what's next, but I know I never want to silence my heart again. If you've ever felt trapped, if you've smiled but felt empty, remember this. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to be honest, even if it hurts. It's okay to start again. You are not alone. It's brave to choose truth. It's brave to heal. It's brave to walk away for yourself. This may not be a fairy tale, but it is real. It is honest. And sometimes that is the bravest story of all. Thank you for listening. If this touched your heart, please like, comment, and share. More emotional, real stories are on the way.